What up everyone, my name is Storm and today's video is going to be how many blood points did we gain during this event. Any guesses? Feel free to post them in the comments below and see if you got the answer right. My goal during this blood rush event, around 15 to 20 mil blood points to slowly catch back to where we were before we lost all our progression and everything. We're still like 100 mil behind, but it's still a start. We'll see how it all goes. And before we get into this video, we do stream on Twitch from Tuesday to Saturday around 5 or 6 PM BST. Links will be in the description like always, alongside our Discord and other social medias if you want to check them out and be notified when we go live. Let's talk about our build, what we ran during this event, especially when we were playing with survivor friends. So our first perk is going to be Dead-Eye to carry on with certain loops or get to another loop to carry on with the killer. Our second perk is going to be Kindred, so this is a really good perk if you're playing with survivor friends, just to see all the survivors and even the killer in a 60 meters radius whilst you're on a hook, of course. Pretty good to get info and all that and see what all the other survivors are doing. Our third perk is going to be Borrowed Time, just to help us just in case the killer is face camping or tunneling. It does help just to help us a little bit, I would say. And then our fourth perk, just to farm blood points and such, is we're going to live forever to earn blood points, pick up the survivors off the floor faster. It's very helpful when it's on 4 stacks. My other friends ran similar builds with a few changes, for example, to help with information, to find totems, or just to meme the game around. For example, Pebble. Yeah, a Pebble. Yes, I get it, it's meta perks at the moment, but how the killers were playing during this event, we have to change our builds to earn so much more blood points and just to survive, I would say. Like, just to get stacks on stacks of blood points. And I bet you're wondering why you're not playing killer during this event. Well, I played a few hours of killer, but the queue times was extremely slow during the time when I was streaming. So I just switched to the survivors to stack with friends and get a bunch of cakes and points. Also remember that I have 3,000 cakes with a bunch of Bloody Party streamers, bound envelopes and so much more. So I was ready for this event regardless. If you're wondering how I got like 3,000 cakes, feel free to watch the previous video. It's pretty much explaining how I got all these cakes and such. Link will be in the description with all the other information as well. So I'm going to record the stats. We did tally everything up, and the things what I was looking for during this event: how many games I played, the blood points I earned during the event from each day, tunneled straight off the hook or face camp, slugged to death. Yes, we got slugged to death a few times during this event. If I played killer or survivor, DCs, and how many hours I played during each session. So enough with the stats. We'll jump into the first day. We'll talk about that. The first day we did like 21 games or so. We earned like 3.4, maybe 3.5 million blood points. We were in a 9 hours session. Of course, we had breaks, queue times, of course. You know how the queue times are during the events. Got tunneled off the hook about 8 times. We got face camped twice by a bubba, which was a little bit interesting. We got slugged on the floor until death 3 times. We did have one killer DC. I think they was just having a bad day, so they just DC'd a lot. It wasn't a bad first day with grinding blood points, how the games were playing. We gained like 50 to 200k blood points per game. So that was day 1. It was a little bit interesting. So let's move on to day 2. We had like 25 games, 5 killer games, and then the killer queue was just completely dead. It was really slow. I think it took like 10-15 minutes to like get into a game, and I was like, I could get into a survivor queue game and get a game done within this time, and I would bet I would make more blood points. We earned like 4.5 million blood points. We're in 11 hours. Yes, we played it 11 hours this day, and of course we did take breaks in the queue times. We got tunneled off the hook 10 times. We got face camped once, which is surprising. We were in 11 hours. I think this is one of our better days, if I remember. We got slugged to death on the floor once, and we did have 2 killers DC. Second day was a lot better. The killers was playing a little bit more fair. We did have a few rough ones where we only earned like 40k blood points. On an average, we did make like 70 to like 220k like per game. It wasn't too bad. Let's move on to day 3. So day 3, we did about 16 days. We was having a really rough day. Like, we weren't feeling so great with pulse and headaches and just feeling nauseous and everything. But we did earn like 3.1 million blood points. We were in 6 hours, so it wasn't too bad. We did get tunneled off the hook like 10 times. We didn't get face camped, slugged on the floor to death, or no killers DC'd. Onto the 4th day of the event, we did like 21 games or so. I might have forgot to add some of them, but we did like earn like 4.1 million blood points. We were in 9 hours. Wasn't too bad. We did get tunneled off the hook like 13 times. It was another rough day with tunneling. We did get face camped twice. I think it was by a Myers, and it was was a spirit. They weren't really having it. We did get slugged to death by twins, and we did have 1 killer DC. So onto the final day of the event. We did like 21 games or so, maybe a little bit more. We earned like 3.1 million blood points within an 8-hour period. It wasn't too bad. We did get tunneled off the hook 12 times. Didn't get face cam for a change, but we did have 4 killers DC. It wasn't too bad on the final day, but we did notice that the killers weren't really putting any cakes on, especially on the 3rd or the 4th day as well. It was only the first 2 days where the killers were starting to put cakes on, but it was mostly survivor puddings and all that. I don't think any of the killers was actually stacked, and when I did play killer, no one stacked. I think there was only 1 game where everyone stacked in the game, like all 5 cakes. Most survivors weren't even putting cakes on either. How much did we make during this event? Did you correct correctly? Close to it? With the hours we played, with the cakes that stacked, we earned a total of 18.4 million. We was very close to that 20 mil blood points, but I was just extremely tired with the lack of sleep during this event. I'm glad that we pushed to our goal of 15 to 20 mil. Don't worry, I did take like 2 days off after this event just to catch up on sleep and stuff. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Remember, if you want to check out my Twitch, we do stream from Tuesday to Saturdays around 5 or 6 p.m. BST. Feel free to check us out when we're live, and if you want to check out our other socials and everything, links will be in the description. Like always, stay safe, stay awesome, have a great rest of the day or night wherever you are, depending around the world. Take care, peace.